Hi, welcome to the channel of That Wise Old Dude. Great to have you here. Today I want to talk to you about what your mind focuses on, because that's what shows up in your life. Okay, so if you like this channel or you like the video, then please hit like, and if you want to get more videos from me, then please, by all means, do subscribe, and then you won't miss another video. You can always just listen to my videos as well. I don't have fancy graphics flying in and everything popping up on the screen like, and I know it's popular, but I just can't be bothered doing it, to be honest. So all my videos are raw, they're done in one take, so sometimes you might get a blooper in the middle of it. So what? I just believe that my videos should be more conversational, and you know, if I'm talking to you face to face, I don't have emojis flying in and graphics and whatever. I just describe it to you. So I'd rather your imagination, which is very powerful, do the work for you instead. Okay, so yeah, so what am I going to talk about today? I'm going to talk about your focus. And your focus comes from your beliefs. Okay, and what you focus on is what you see in your life. So if you're focusing on, I don't know, lack, for example, if you're focusing on a lack in your life, that's what you're going to see. That's what's going to show up. If you're focusing on, I'm always tired, I'm always feeling down, I'm always depressed, I'm always anxious in this situation, then all that's going to happen is your mind is going to find things to prove you right. Okay, that's how your mind works. It's just seeking out evidence to prove whatever you believe. Okay, does that make sense to you? You have what's called the reticular activating system. It's in the back of the brain here. And what this does is it filters out information for you. The information it thinks you need. In other words, what you believe and what you're focusing on. And it's very, very, very powerful. Now, during the course of your day, you see, that this is why it filters. Scientists don't actually know how many bits of information is flying into your head, but they reckon it's between 8 and 15 billion bits of information is flying into your head through all your senses and into your brain, okay? So your brain has got to have a filtering system, otherwise it would just become, you'd go into overwhelm, you just crash like a computer, you just crash. So it has to filter out. So what's it going to filter out? It's going to filter out the stuff that it doesn't think you want to hear. That's how your mind works. It's going to filter out the stuff it thinks you don't want to hear, or you don't want to see, or you don't want to experience. Okay? So whatever you're focusing on, I'll even go as far as something like racism, right? If you're focused and believing that every single person out there is against you and racist, then you're going to come into contact with people who are racist, because racism exists, right? So it's what you're focusing on all the time. That's how your mind works. And yes, I use repetition to get into your unconscious mind. Now, this reticular activating system, it sort of works like this. Imagine if you've probably been to an airport, right? And it's very, 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 very noisy. And what happens then, you know, there's all announcements and everything. You don't really hear those announcements. You don't know what they're about until one of the announcements mentions your name or your flight number. And then suddenly you're switched on and you can hear it and you're focused. Okay? So that's how it works. That's how your reticular activating system works. It knows you don't want to hear about all the other flights, but it knows you need to hear about your own flight. The other way it works as well, you know, when you go and buy a car, right? And just before you buy that new car, might be, when I say new, it might be a new second-hand one. But when you go and buy it, when you decide, right, I'm going to have a BMW or a Mercedes or a Vauxhall or a Mazda, whatever it is. What car do you just suddenly start seeing everywhere? You see the Mazda, right? You see the car that you want, because your mind is now filtering it. It knows that that's the car that you want. Those cars have always been there. They've always been driving past you. They've always been parked down the street in the car parks, but your mind hasn't seen them. Now get this. Here's the real kicker with your mind, okay? Your mind, whatever your focus is on, that's what you're going to attract into your life. That's what you're going to experience, okay? But get this. It will, because it's filtering out, it ignores any evidence to the contrary of what you believe and what you're focusing on. Now that's very powerful stuff, right? So let me give you an example. Let's go back to the racist thing again. And in no way is that wise old dude saying it doesn't exist. Of course it exists. I know it exists. But if you're looking out for, let's say even bias, bias towards you, or that everyone's out for you, then your mind is, because that's what you believe and that's what you're focused on, your mind is going to bring it into your experiences. But when there comes a time when people aren't being racist, or they aren't being biased, or they're not going against you, your mind ignores all of that. If it's money that you're after and you're just focusing on lack, your mind won't see the opportunities that are getting put in front of you time and time and time again. So you've got to be very careful about what you believe and what you're focusing on. Always remember to focus on what you do want and not what you don't want. So I hope that makes sense, and I hope it can really help you. You've got to change your beliefs, challenge your beliefs, because when you challenge your beliefs and change your beliefs, then you can shift your focus. It's a lot easier, right? And one way to challenge your beliefs is, if you believe, for example, that you can't ever earn really good money, grab yourself a piece of paper and write down the evidence that supports that. Because you'll see that every single reason that you put down on that sheet of paper is just bullshit, my friend. Okay, so you can change your beliefs, challenge them first. Just ask them, is that really true? What's the evidence for me thinking like that? Show me the evidence. I always used to ask my clients that, show me the evidence. They can't show me evidence. They think it's evidence because that's the mind. That's how the mind has been conditioned to believe. So change your beliefs, you change your focus. When you've changed your focus, your experiences in life automatically change and magically change as well. So I hope you like this video. I hope it's helped you in some small way start getting some of the stuff that you want to get. As always, if you like this video, then please hit the like button, and it takes a thumb. Or you can subscribe as well if you want to hear more from me. But for now, this is That Wise Old Dude. I'm a published author. I'm a tarot reader. I'm a palmist as well. And I also give super intuitive life advice. And one of those bits of advice is I help people get rid of limiting beliefs. So if you want to know more, head over to thatwiseolddude.com. But for now, have a great weekend, whatever you're doing. And if you're in the UK, enjoy the weather. We don't get it very often, do we? All right, bye for now, over and out.